reste derrière lui pour Foot. Foot le lancer, arrête Primo. Retour, autre arrête Primo.
Ullinen now back the other way. Breakaway feed, actually Ullinen held onto it. Ullinen a shot off the glove of Lindgren and in! Yes, Ullinen has snuck it through Charlie Lindgren.
Nikou maintient, voilà Belzile, à Nikou. Profondément, il s'avance devant le filet, Hervé Pinard. Voilà le tir, et le but!
Now getting to it, spinning around to Bandonado, comes out in front, quick shot, and they score! Quick feed from behind the net, and in front of the net was Martel, bangs it inside the back post.
This video was brought to you by Toilettage Pataplouf.
Everything that happens is motivation. Everything that happens is motivation. I regard the work of motivation the most important work in the history of man. Everything that happens is motivation. Everything that happens is motivation.
Hello, and welcome to the Rocket Man Podcast. I'm Jono, and I'm going to be the host for the show. This podcast is going to be weekly updates about the Laval Rocket, whether it be injuries, trades, win-losses, playoff push, anything related to the Laval Rocket. I'm going to try and do my best to be on it. Who are the Laval Rocket? The Laval Rocket are the American Hockey League affiliate to the Montreal Canadiens. They play at the Place Bell in Laval, Quebec, Canada. I've always been a hockey fan. I've always been a Montreal Canadian fan. So it only made sense I'm a Laval Rocket fan. I was born in Laval. I moved out of Laval, came back to Laval, spent another 16 years in Laval. And then when I had my son, I moved out. It just so happened I came back to Laval in 2017, which was the inaugural season for the Laval Rocket. So what do? I bought a season ticket. 2018 came, I moved out of Laval, and it was pretty far, so I didn't know if I wanted to do the 45 minutes there, 45 minutes back, to watch the Laval Rocket every game. So I did not renew my ticket. In 2019, 2020 season came, and I renewed it, and I did the 45 minutes there, 45 minutes back, every game, until COVID. COVID came, shut down the season. We got refunded the rest of the games, and we all know what happened for the next 3 years. COVID started to die down, life became back to normal a bit, and the hockey restarted. And as the hockey restarted, I was there. Laval made a playoff push, went to the Eastern Finals. Great run, I was at every game. Home game, obviously. And then this year came, and I'm a season ticket holder again, as you can see. So, my vision for this podcast basically is just to talk about the Laval Rocket and give you guys a place that you can come and listen in the morning when you have your coffee or wherever you're doing, whenever you're doing it. I believe the Laval Rocket are only talked about on the radio on 91.9 BPM. And I don't think everybody has a radio beside them 24/7. So why not make a podcast? People can come and listen. Je vais parler en français aussi. Je devrais avoir des invités francophones. Je sais que mon français, c'est pas le meilleur. Mais quand que je vais faire des entrevues en français, je vais mettre des sous-titres en anglais. Et quand je vais faire des entrevues en anglais, je vais mettre des sous-titres en français. Comme ça, il n'y a pas de confusion et tout le monde peut comprendre. So, this is my first episode. I didn't really know what to do. The Rocket are playing actually tonight. Today is Friday, March 17th. And they're playing tonight against Utica. I will be at the game. And I'm going to take notes. I'm only going to upload this maybe next week. So each video will probably be a week late. And my first guest is going to be Matthew Moses. I met him on a Facebook group called the Fans du Rocket. He is the self-proclaimed #1 Rocket fan. He posts a lot of images of him at every Rocket game on the road or at home. So I just wanted to talk to him and get his take on the Rocket, on the season, on how he became to be a fan, how he became to be the #1 fan, and why. So here's the interview, and I hope you enjoy it. Thank you. Hi, everybody. Welcome to the Rocket Man podcast. I'm here with my special guest, Matthew Moses. He's a self-proclaimed #1 Rocket fan.
Yeah.
How are you doing, Matthew?
Doing good.
Good. So, why don't you start off by telling me a little bit about yourself?
Well, my name's Matt Moses. I live in Coast St. Luc. That's like a borough of Montreal, we could say. And yeah, I live alone and 29 years old. Love hockey. I work full time, and that's basically it.
Okay. So, if you're from Montreal, how did you become a Laval fan?
My dad bought season tickets in 2017. Like the first year he went to the opening ceremony at the mall. I didn't go because I had something. And took me to the first preseason game because I was following the Armada. And right away, when I went to that preseason game, the second one, I just fell in love with the product. I did. And that's how I became a fan. Then first game home opener, I'm like, okay, we're going to do this road trip. We did them all. And yeah, that's how it all started.
So you
and
went
here
to
we are today.
You went to see the Armada in Boisbriand. Were you there did you go see him when Joël Bouchard was the coach?
Yeah, that's how I know Joël Bouchard from the Armada. Like when he became coach of Laval, I was really happy. But even though I also like Jean-François Houd, he's a great guy. He always says hi to me. Really nice guy to talk to. A lot of respect for him and Joël.
Yeah. Yeah, I think Joël Bouchard was my favorite coach for Laval. And I think what happened there was that they decided to bring up Alex Burrows to Montreal instead of him, and he didn't take it too well. So that was the end of that, right?
Yep.
Yeah. So, okay. So how do you know how many games you've been to?
I actually went to 234 games of Laval Rocket playing, and maybe 3 games when the Laval Rockets were not playing. It was 2 other teams, mostly Rochester.
Okay, so you're basically an AHL fan. You don't. Yeah. Okay, so also for the people who don't know, the Laval Rocket are the American Hockey League affiliate team to the Montreal Canadiens. And are you a Montreal Canadiens fan also?
Yes and no.
Can you clarify?
Well, I go to some of their games. I'm really a Florida Panthers fan, and I do have game worn jersey. I have Petrie's, Pizzetta's from last season, and yeah.
Oh, so you have a Pizzetta game worn?
Yes, I do actually.
Oh, nice.
But I rather watch AHL. More exciting, more rougher, more fights, and yeah, you never know who you'll see play.
So what makes you the #1 Rocket fan?
Well, I have the best seats in the house. I go see all the games. I see a lot of games on the road. I have the access. I labeled myself as the #1 fan the first year, and now they even have it on my seat. Matthew Moses, #1 Rocket fan. And even you can see on the season ticket board, it shows Matthew Moses, and next to it, #1 Rocket fan.
Would you take offense if somebody else said they were the #1 Rocket fan?
Actually, yes, I do. I do. Like,
Okay.
I actually, I did take offense to some people that did that, like yelled at them, but it's okay. Like, everyone knows I'm the real #1 fan. Like, I understand it will hurt a kid's feeling. Like, they think they're number one fan, and I come in, no, I'm number one fan. But yeah, I am number one fan. I go on the road. I give up stuff just to be the number one fan, and sometimes it's hard, but I like it overall.
So like if someone would say, "Oh, screw you. You're not even the number one fan." It's gonna hurt you. It's gonna come pick you.
Yeah. Yeah, like for example, my friend Mark, he texts me and he says, "Oh, you don't go to all the games, so you're not number one fan." I say, "Okay, goodbye."
Say, listen, there's so much that we can do in one life. You know what I mean?
He
You can't
says
be
to me, he
everywhere,
won't go
right?
on the road with me then.
So okay, so you've been to away games. When you go to away games, how do you travel? Do you drive there, bus, train?
Well, the only time I fly is to Rockford, Milwaukee, and Winnipeg. I
Okay.
drive to most of them, like usually like 2 games on the road, maybe 3.
Mhm. And when you go on the road, do you um, okay, so when the Rocket went to play in Toronto, they had the bus, right? So the bus, I know you didn't go on that, but when the bus went to Toronto, they got to go, I guess, backstage, you want to call it, and they were all lined up and high fiving. Do you get to go backstage at the other arenas and see the Rocket?
Sometimes yes, sometimes no. But the reason why I didn't do that bus trip because I was coming from Rochester. I went to see the game in Rochester, but I don't need to do that stuff. I already have the VIP access on the road. Like
Uh-huh.
I don't want to wipe in people's faces. Like that's not my goal.
No, no, but I mean, it gives you credibility to being the number one Rocket fan. You know what I mean?
Hey, I
No
stay in
one
a
else can
hotel
say
with
they are.
players. I stay in the same hotel with players. I speak to them. Like they all say hi to me. Like for example, Rochester. When me and my dad got to Rochester, my dad had to give his tablet to one of the guys to bring into the rink. I'm just standing in the lobby like an idiot, just holding the tablet. All players walk by me. Hey, bye, bye, Matthew, bye. It was number 42. He was with Schnarr. They're just going down
Okay.
and score. I turn around, I just see him waving at me. Bye. I'm like, okay, bye.
Oh, I went to so I took my son to one of the Rocket game once, and we get there early so we can find parking and we can go eat dinner. And I took one of my sons, and we were walking across the street to go eat, and then Yese Yulonin was walking, and I said hi, and he started talking with my son, and he was very polite, and I was
Yeah.
like, I'm guessing he lives right in the buildings right across because he was walking across the street. So, but that's about the only time I cross path out of an arena with one of the players. Do you have any stories of crossing paths with the players outside of the arena?
So on the road, usually when I go to casino, sometimes see the boys there like Brazil, Borg. The time in Cleveland, I went to casino, and then when I'm walking out, they're walking out. I'm like, guys, don't play, just leave. Bork listened to me. He stayed, but he didn't play. Brazil, I don't know if he won or lost. Like so, Belleville, I go to the casino. I could have a story like walking out there pissed. The next day, going to the breakfast room, be like, I should never have gambled. Joel's like, well, you sometimes win, you sometimes lose. Like
Yeah.
it was funny. It was only $40. So I was just pissed when I was playing War that
Yeah.
I had 3 high cards and the dealer gets an ace out of all the cards.
On War, of all the games, War. What a 50-50. It's either you beat him or you don't, right?
Exactly. Or you get double your money.
Oh, okay. Yes, that's true. So I see in the back you have a Rocket jersey in the frame.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, can you tell me what that is?
That's from the first year of the season, signed by all the players. The jerseys we got,
Oh
season
yeah.
ticket members, our first year.
Okay, with the patch on the right shoulder, I think it is, right?
Integration patch.
Okay, so you got that signed by the players?
Yes, I did during the season ticket member day.
Okay, yeah, okay. And I see a picture there. Can you tell me what the picture is?
Oh yeah, that picture is me doing the puck drop at the autism night. That crowd was not that great. It was small. We lost 5-0, but it was fun doing the puck drop.
I mean, it's an experience for you, right?
Yeah, it's fun, but it's you get nervous doing it because you're going in front of a whole stadium.
it's I mean,
Exciting, but
it's nerve wracking, right? You get out there in front of the people, and all of a sudden, you see them all looking at you. All the
Yeah,
attention's on
exactly.
you, basically, right? Yeah. That's a pretty cool experience. I mean, to have, not every Joe Blow can go on the ice and drop a puck, right?
I know
So,
it's not that easy. It's not that easy.
um, yeah. So you say you get to stay in the same hotels as the players. Do you like without giving us information on who it is? Do you have like a contact or something in there that tells you where they're staying, or?
Yes, I do. From the first season, my dad, the president of the Laval Rocket, he knows my dad, so we got the contact and we stayed at the hotel. I'm not gonna tell them how much I pay because I'm not gonna. I don't want
No,
to give
no,
any information.
no. That's what I'm saying.
I do get tickets on the road from the team, but I just don't like. Usually, sometimes in Toronto, like when we play in Toronto, I'll sometimes stay at my cousin's house if I'm able to, so I can save some money on the hotel
For sure.
because they know I have family in Toronto.
Okay. And which arena would you say you like going to the most besides La Paz Bell?
Ugh, there's so many. I like Rochester because I get to see my friend Kevin Gold, who runs the True Fans of Rocket de Laval on
Okay.
Facebook. Please follow him. It's the English version.
Okay.
And I like Cleveland because it's where the Cavaliers play.
Oh yeah, you like the basketball?
I actually did see my first NBA game this December when I went to see Laval play 2 games there in December, and it was an amazing experience. I just wish I could have stayed to see them convert the court to a hockey rink.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
that's pretty crazy. So basically, you're a sports fan because I see you posted pictures of baseball fields and baseball games, and when you go on the road, I think you watch baseball games too.
Yeah.
You go with your dad a lot?
Oh yeah, I actually saw some baseball games last year where I went to see Laval play in the playoffs. I saw the first one, me and my dad drove to Rochester. We saw Rochester against Scranton, AAA baseball. And this was like between like the day of game 2 because we played at night and Rochester was playing in the afternoon, so we decided to go see him. I got a bit of a sunburn on my legs. I decided to wear shorts when it was freezing outside like an idiot. And the second one was it was Worcester, I guess. It was during the Springfield series, like between games 6 and 7. I'm going, like, we lost that game 5. So I'm going there and be like, okay, we're going to win game 6. The next day, we're going to go to Boston, my mom, walk around, go see the baseball game. Then we're going to win game 7. We did not win game 7. We all probably got too overconfident that day. All the fans and the players, and including me and the reps.
Right. So so you had okay. So you said you had season tickets since day one.
Yeah, exactly.
And then COVID came, shut us down, and then after that you renewed. I can't remember when it restarted, but me, I didn't come back that season. I just came back for the playoffs, right, which was last year.
Yeah.
And then so here we are now today, and we're making another push for the playoffs, right?
Oh yeah, I want that playoff run like last year again.
Yeah. How do you see the rest of this season playing out here?
At the beginning, I thought we were gonna be a bad team, like losing a lot of our games. Preseason, we can't win in preseason for some reason. Like I go to all preseason. I even went to one last year preseason, where they weren't allowed any fans but season ticket members, and only Laval fans for me and my dad.
Oh, really?
And we saw the roster. We see all these guys we don't know. We're looking at each other. We're like, we have no chance this year. And then next thing you know, we made it to Game 7 of the Eastern Conference Finals.
Yeah, it was pretty.
So me and my dad were wrong basically from the start.
You can't always be right? So you are a fan of the Laval Rocket. Do you follow anything from the Three River Lions?
No, I don't. Sometimes I will check their scores. Like I will, because mostly I don't want to drive all the way to Trois-Rivières. Like to be honest, like there's nothing there, and I'm not motivated to go see a Trois-Rivières Lions game, or maybe ECHL. Maybe a Florida Everblades game I'll go see if I'm in Florida, but not go all the way to Trois-Rivières to see a game.
Yeah. No, well,
Trois-Rivières.
I mean, you say you wouldn't go all the way to 12 yard, but you'll go to Rochester, you'll go to Syracuse, you go to Toronto. You know what I mean?
Different. It's about Rocket, but
I
I'll be
know.
honest. I went to Norfolk
But
this summer. They got ECHL. I wish they brought AHL back there. It'd be a great save for the AHL, especially the playoffs.
so what's cool about the three Rivers Lions is that they are future Rocket players, right? Just like the Rocket players are future Canadian players. So that's why I say that, because I met the members there. I met Riley McKay, and that guy is from the Three River Lions, and he impresses me a lot. I mean, he's got a good style of game. He's physical. He's not afraid to drop the gloves, stand up for his teammates. And you see, he's pushing. Excuse me. He's playing to make the team to stay on the team. He doesn't want to go back. You know what I
Same
mean?
with Parker Jones.
Yeah. He came from there. He's the big dude, 6'8", and
Guys, you need them.
yeah. I think he scored his first goal there. Was it a couple of games back there?
I saw him score in Springfield last weekend.
Yeah, that's it. It was in Springfield. It was on the road.
Oh, he actually scored in Belleville his first goal, I think. The Monday game.
Was it Belleville?
Yeah, I think it was a Monday game. That's where I think he scored first goal. Springfield was his second goal, I believe, if I'm not mistaken. I could be wrong, but I think I'm right.
Excuse me. So, okay, so you don't follow them too much, but you were telling me you also talked to one of the goalies there?
Yeah. Well, last week when I was in Springfield, coming back, we passed by Glen Falls. We know Trois-Rivières playing there. We didn't even go to the game. I wanted to go to the game because, it's in the States. So I just go to the rink, see the rink. I tell people, I'm from Laval. I'm not coming to the game today. I just came to see their AHL team play. I go to the hotel. First day I wanted to go see a ballpark, so I saw a game there a long time ago. I pass by a hotel. I see their bus. I'm like, okay, that's the hotel. Come back, take a picture in front of the bus. Walk to the hotel. I see the goalie, the tall one, call up. You know who he is. Yeah. I spoke with him, told him how we did Saturday night. We lost. They won that night against Adirondack. And, I told him good luck tonight. And hope you make it up.
Mm-hmm. But see that, and especially for a goalie, I mean, to make it is so hard because
Sure.
Especially us, we've got two number one goalies, I think, as Kevin Poulin and Caden Primo.
Exactly.
So it's only because of injuries basically that one's going to get called up, right? So someone's injured in the NHL, then Primo's got to go up, and But what do you think about our goalie duel here? You think we're locked down here? Caden Primo and Poulin are going to be set for life?
I think so. We got to just wait for Poulin to get healthy.
Yeah.
I don't know how he got injured, but I think
Also,
he's a strong goalie. He's good. When he's hot. He starts a streak.
Right. Like last year, he got us into the playoffs, right? It was because of him. And then, bad luck happened in the first game of the playoffs.
Exactly.
That was it. But, there's also that, and there's also the trades. When the NHL, the Canadians make a trade, well, they're not trading their players; they're trading the Laval Rocket players, right? So that's the only reason. Charlie Lindgren's gone, Zachary Foucault left, Michael McNiven. So that's the only aspect we can't control. But I mean, we have two good goalies here. We should be locked. And I'm looking at the Montreal Canadiens right now, and everybody's talking about Samuel Montembeault being the number one, right? I really hope Caden Primo is going to end up going up, because just seeing him play in the playoffs last year, you can see it when he has the pressure on him. He's good. He holds down the fort. But
he handles the crowd well, also.
Yes, but he also has his NHL record to show that the pressure is different, right? So, I personally hope he gets called up to be a number one eventually. Not in the next few years, but he's still young. He's I think he's 24, I think he is, or something like that.
Yeah.
So you said your picture in the back was you dropping the puck at Autism Awareness Night?
That was our second season.
Right. And how do you feel about awareness nights?
I think they're good. Like, if I could add one more, I would add Black History Month night. Like, I would do it to honor our Black community in Montreal. We have a huge one, a huge Caribbean community, a huge African community, multicultural. I think we should do a Black History Month night. And we got a lot of, you see, like, when you go to the Rocket, you see a lot of Black staff, like, in the concessions, security, like,
Hockey
yeah.
players.
Yeah, and since you see the Floyd Mayor incident, whatever that was with the police officer, like, you gotta understand, like, it's enough with racism. We don't tolerate this now in this world, especially with color. We don't care about the color of the skin in person. We're all the
No.
same.
Mm.
Like, look, I date black girls in the past. Like, all my girlfriends mostly were black. Like, and I like it. I like this. Like, discovering new cultures. I don't care if my friend is like a different color to me. Like, we're all the same. We're all human beings.
That's it. When people say, "What's your race?" You should just say human race.
Exactly. Exactly. And like last year when I saw Smith Pelly play, I think that was good for our team because I thought we'd bring a lot of like the African American community to our games.
Right. No, it's good.
Like say for example, you see a black kid seeing a player out there, like for example Subban. If he could play in this league, I could play in the league too.
Yeah. Yeah. And speaking of Subban, we just had Malcolm Subban in, right? You just here.
Yeah, like that's what I think. Like I think everyone has the right to play hockey, no matter what color you are, no matter what race you are, no matter what you believe, what you don't believe. Like racism has to stop in this world. And I think about Rockets, like we should host a Black History Month night next year.
So they have in the NHL. I don't know if they do it in the American Hockey League, but they have in the NHL. They have hockey is for everyone. So that's basically, you know what I mean. Not saying just for blacks. They're saying, it's for everybody. Hockey.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't know if they do that in the American Hockey League. I know the American Hockey League they have cancer awareness, they have the autism awareness, they have the Quebec.
Rochester, they have one of the biggest black African American communities I've seen. Like when I go there, like they do honor like a black person every game in February for Black History Month. Like that's like. Yeah, it's nice. It's like, for example, like the Veterans Day. They honor the veterans in the States. Like when I went to Utica, it was all about USA.
Mm-hmm.
Or Pink in the Rink Night, honor people with breast cancer or any type of cancer. Like that stuff. Also, the community, the LP was
LGBTQ there.
yes, they did that in Belleville when I went when they played us Laval this year, and I think it was good. Like I have cousins who are gay. I have two cousins who are gay, and I actually have one transgender cousin in my family, and I treat them like they're my family members. I accept them for who they are. Like
Mm-hmm.
they're my blood, they're my family, even though one of them was adopted,
Right.
the transgender one, but I accept her my family, and I'm not afraid to say she's my cousin, and I love them all dearly
Right.
as
For
my
sure.
family.
That's good.
If anyone made fun of them, I would be really mad.
Yeah, for sure. It's your family, right? So they have a lot of these awareness nights in the
Yeah.
Laval Rocket.
Exactly.
So what's to say? Okay, well, if we do this night, we do this, and why won't we do this? I mean, I don't know. Some people might say, well, where's their limit? You know what I mean? Because they're not going to do an awareness night every night. You understand? They can't do whatever Black History Month. They can't do cancer. They can't do this. They have their heritage. They have a lot of them already, right?
Yeah. Well,
Me
this year,
personally,
no.
they have sorry, what'd you say?
This year, I don't know for having a lot. Like we didn't have much promotion nights this year. I don't think.
Listen, I'm going to be honest. This year, I haven't been to as many games as I would like to because I just had not a newborn, but she's a year old, and it takes a lot. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
And I have 4 kids. I have a 5th one on the way right now.
Yeah.
So I'm a busy guy. You know what I mean?
Yeah, we all have a life, you know.
No, for sure. Right.
It's not always about the Rocket,
So speaking of the Rocket, do you
but they're always in my heart.
how do you think? I'm trying to phrase this question. How do you think they could get more season ticket holders. You know what I mean?
I think it's playoff runs. People are gonna buy it. Montreal's a playoff city. We love the playoffs here in Montreal and Quebec and Canada. We love playoff hockey. And that's where people show. Like last year in the playoffs, we sold out the building every game, everyone wearing white. That's why I think a lot more people to buy season tickets are like, this team is fun to watch. I want to see them play next year. And also the playoff run, like this year, ever since Taber Toss, we're selling our games. We're drawing over 8,000 people, 9,000. We even sold out the game last night, 10,000, maybe less.
Yeah, for sure. The playoffs. I mean, I noticed. So I noticed a drastic increase of the crowd
Yeah.
this year because I mean the playoffs was so hectic last year that every game was, I mean, jam packed to the ceiling, right?
I
So
was
for
excited the
people
first
like,
night.
sorry, beg your pardon?
I was excited the first night. That's all I've been
Oh
talking
man,
about at work. I was like, it's gonna be packed. It's gonna be amazing. The game one. It's gonna be like the finals. Everyone's gonna wear white. I'm so excited. I just want to go right now.
how early do you get to games?
I usually like getting an hour there early. Sometimes an hour and a half because I always love to see the warm up. Warm up's like one of my favorite parts of the games. So you know who's playing, who's not playing. Sometimes you can see stuff in the warm up like a fight, but that
Yeah.
rarely happens in this league.
Yeah, it happens in a lot of other leagues, but I
There you
mean,
go.
yeah, you know, players chirping to each other, throwing pucks in the opposite nets and all that stuff.
Trust me, I saw worse.
Oh, really? Share
I think
with us.
American.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, the league in Laval, the Petrier Dana Brassers, the Montcalm, I saw them have a brawl after that game against the Marlies where we sold out. I rushed there, right in the warm up, there was a fight right away. Yeah, it's fun to watch.
So you get there an hour and a half early. So me, what happens is I work. Okay, so I live 45 minutes away from Place Belle, but I work on the South Shore of Montreal. So every time I work and I leave, sometimes I finish early. Sometimes I'll finish at 2. So I get to the Place Belle super early so I can find parking.
Yep.
And so I can eat before I go in because I don't always usually like eating on the inside. I like going to, have a variety, right?
Yeah,
So-
I don't blame you.
Yeah, so I'll get there early and I'll eat too. Me too. I like getting there earlier. First of all, a lot easier to find a parking spot, right? So for those who don't know, if you guys ever want to come to Laval Rocket game, get there early because the parking is going to get full.
Just go
especially
to
on the
LaBelle
Friday.
Prevents before the game. That's the best spot before a hockey game. LaBelle Prevents. Or I think it's called LaBelle Pro.
Yeah, La Belle Pro. Yeah.
That's
Also,
the best.
There's a place in the Place Belle. It's called Spice Bros. If you eat there, you get 3 hours free parking in the indoor parking lot. So
yeah.
I know that if you guys want to if you have a hard time finding parking, go eat there. You can park downstairs, 3 hours free. So that should be the duration of the game, right?
Yeah, what type of food is it? What type of food is that?
Spice Bros is Indian food. So
Okay.
yeah, so a lot of curry, chicken, and all that.
Okay.
It's very good. I'm a big fan. So do you have any game worn stuff or memorabilia?
Yes, I do. I got Willette's game worn jersey playoffs last year. Yeah, game worn. And I got Brazil from I think this season, first half, and it was worn in the skills competition, this jersey.
Oh,
I won it on the AHL auction for the skills competition.
nice. My brother. Sorry.
And I recently won the All-Star game worn jersey by Alex Bazil 2 days ago.
Oh yeah, this year this jersey here.
Yep, I'm
This
making
jersey
the
here, right?
debut for it. I think April 7th against the Cleveland Monsters. I'm going to make my debut with that jersey.
Oh really? Yeah. My when we had the was it the first year or the second year members day, my brother won a Xavier Ouellet hockey stick signed by him. So my brother has the hockey stick. I bought this jersey just because I love the logo. It was worn. It was prepared for Cam Hillis. I don't know. I don't think he played the game. I don't even think he warmed up. But I mean, how many people have a shirt like this, right?
Yeah, exactly. It's memorabilia. It's a
Yeah.
piece of art.
It's signed by him on the back. It came with a certificate of authenticity, and I'm going to get it framed eventually. I just don't have the time right now, but
Yeah.
I have I have a puck that was during the warm up against Syracuse, the first playoff game. Syracuse. It was Charles Houdon from the Syracuse. He threw me the puck. I got it signed by Caden Primo.
Yeah.
So that's I like collecting things. Things that people don't. And what's cool is that with the Rocket, they give out prizes, right? Whatever door prizes, right? So
Yep, exactly.
the scarves, the hats, the fanny packs. You know what I mean? And those are like limited edition, right? Because there's only 3,000 of them given out.
Yeah.
Now me, I got things in my drawers that so a lot of people don't have because it's limited edition, right? But anyway, that's me. I've been a Laval Rocket fan since they started. I'm not as big a fan as you because you go everywhere. I don't have the means or the time to do it. So we're gonna finish. Do you have anything you'd like to say to the fans?
I just want to say I love you all, fans. I love you all. Let's go Rocket. Let's sell out all our games. We're in a playoff push now. We're in a race now. We gotta make playoffs, and we need all your support at the games. The more sellouts we have, the harder the players play. They love playing for pack houses.
That's true. And so we need all the fans to go to every single game to show their support. You know what I mean? If you're a real fan,
Exactly.
And even if you're not, just make it look like you are.
If you don't like the Rocket, still go watch. It's still a hockey game.
And it's still, I don't know if I said it before, but these players are playing, and they're playing with a lot of passion because they want to make it to the NHL eventually one day, right? So these players sometimes is even better than watching the NHL because once you're in the NHL, you can just slack off, right? Because you made it there, right?
You can dominate the AHL. You get AHL, you're a bust.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's right.
You see a lot of that. These days.
So we're gonna finish it on that note.
Yep.
Matthew Modis, #1 Rocket fan.
Yep.
Thank you very much for joining me.
My
And
pleasure.
we'll catch you at the next game.
Yeah, I'll see you Wednesday night.
We'll be there.
Guys, have a
Perfect. See
good
you
night.
Wednesday, Matthew. Have a good one.
You too. Bye.